Hello everybody, Travis saying hi from Tpull's Corner. I'm back in town, had to go and travel for a few days, so was not able to play the game, let alone make a video. So it's been a few days, but I'm back with a combination. Oh, we got them both in the, we got all three legendary creatures in our opening hand. Well, this could be fun. I did a count, and it's been roughly 27 decks since I played with Hidetsugu and Carry, so you can't say that I overloaded. But I did handicap myself because I only put 3 of the 4 copies into the deck. I didn't use 4 copies. We do have 4 copies of Carmella Glamour Thief, which we can use to spend mana only to cast instant and sorcery spells, which might be kind of fun. And then I recently created a deck with Johanna Apprentice Sorcerer. It was kind of a conclave, a conclave deck. Or sorry, Convoke deck, Conclave. And that was kind of fun. So I was thinking about this. You may look at the top of your library at any time, and then once each turn you could cast an instant or sorcery from the top of your library. So I was thinking of combining that with Hidetsugu and Carry and thinking, how would that turn out? So we're going to try it. And we start by looking at the top of our library. I like that extra info to see what's coming my way. And that lets me know that I can cast a lot of different spells here. And I'm starting to die already. So we'll just do Temporal Firestorm, I guess. And clear the board. Just to give myself a minor breathing spell here. That's kind of a good one, I think. 3, 4, 5, 6. It's kind of a good one to use with Hidetsugu and Carry, isn't it? Because if I don't, they're just going to start using this thing. That's okay. You know what? We'll go ahead and just get rid of this thing now. Go ahead and attack ourselves. So we get to Scry. That's an okay card to have, I think. So if we lose our Sorcerer's Apprentice there, oh man! Each player mills 3 cards. I wanted those cards. How dare you? They're gonna bring Galta back or Undead? No, they don't bring back either of them. They bring back Hope Raptor. I just got rid of one of those. Okay. Let's try Hidetsugu and Carry then. And we will use... What does that have? Ward 2 though? Let's stick this up front and then we'll do Stoke the Flames. Yeah. That'll work. Pass the turn. Let that thing transform. Comes a 3/3. They bring down the Poison Dart Frog instead of the Hulking Raptor. Okay. Well, in that case, how about we bring this down? And then I can still use that any second. That's got reach. They could give it Death Touch. Do I care if they're going to exile stuff from my... I might. I might care that they do that. Dreadhound. At least they're just milling their stuff and not mine this time. Can I cast the kicker spell for this? Let's see, just 3 equal to the number. No, I need to wait to get enough there. I can just do this and hit him for 4. Get rid of that thing. Auto pay. Lose another life. And let's go ahead and get rid of this Restless Cottage. Just so I'm not worried about it anymore, trying to keep track of it. And we'll go get our final basic swamp. Okay, Sugo goes down. You just kill it? They're gonna kill it. What card do we lose? Okay. Should we kick it? Probably not. We need to chump block, right? So we just draw 2 cards. And we'll be done with that. 3, 4, 5. 3, 4. Ooh, I can kick that. So if I pass to here and I block, we go to start to deal damage, and then I kick it and deal all the damage there. No, I don't have enough to kick it. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I do have enough to do 4 damage. And that's enough to kill the Dreadhound, at least. Okay, so we survive for another day. We also get to return something, so let's do Blot Out. Next! Hoarding Broodlord. That's a fun card. And let's take Breach the Multiverse. They don't get to see that. Only I get to see that. We've gone through half our decks anyway already. They put something down, the greatest mana value goes away. Ooh, a board wipe. Ouch. Well, you know what? That's okay. And one could be tempted to get the Hoarding Broodlord back. I usually go get Hidetsugu and carry, but you know what? I only have 1 copy of Hoarding Broodlord, so let's have some fun with that one. And Dreadhound? I go search for something first, and in this case we're finally gonna... Oh, they don't... I didn't even hit you yet! I'm down to 5 life! Why does nobody let me have any fun anymore? Well, I guess I might have been able to hit him for 13 damage next turn. Alright, let me go in and show you the entire deck and kind of give you an idea of what types of synergies I was thinking of. And if you're new, go ahead and like and subscribe. If you do like Hidetsugu and Carry, I've got an entire playlist full of different colored decks with them. We went through the entire color pie. And this is one of the first things that I burned 4 wild cards on. Well, I had 1, right? So I burned like 3 wild cards. But I wanted 4 copies. I made like 2 or 3 decks in really close succession to each other and decided to take a break just because I didn't want to bore people with using the same cards. But I came across Joanne Apprentice Sorcerer. And I hadn't played with it yet, so I made a deck. It was a Convoke deck. It's kind of a fun deck. Worked pretty well. And I really ended up liking Stoke the Flame. So I brought that over too. Deals 4 damage to any target. And you can tap creatures if you want to help pay for it as well. But the idea of this combination of these 2 legendary creatures is that I'll have Hidetsugu and Carry down. I'll go ahead and get to put these big mana cards on top of my library in any order. If the enemy foils me for any reason, I might be able to engineer the right time to stick Hidetsugu and Carry in the line of fire to let them die. Because I'll be able to tell if there's a land on top of my deck or something big that I can hurt my opponent with. So that's part of the idea. And the third part of this triumvirate is Carmilla Glamour Thief. You can bring it down as a 2/4 Vampire Rogue. That's why we call it Wizards and Rogues. Harkening back to the party mechanics, right, with Wizards and Rogues and Clerics and so forth. But you can... She has haste, so you can activate her the turn you come down. You just have to have 1 extra mana, and you get 1 color of each of the 3 mana. You can only spend it to cast instant or sorcery spells. But you could have fun if you have Johann down and you bring down Carmella, and you can see the top of your deck, and there's a spell you want to use, and that kind of thing. And it can even be like, even if you have only 4 mana left, or 1 mana left, right? You could spend the mana, tap her, cast Convoke the Flames off the top of your deck by tapping Johann. So, you know, you could only have 1 mana left. If you have both of these down, you could do 4 damage to any target anyway, just from a spell off the top of your deck. That kind of thing. Or maybe we just have a blot out at the top and we want to get rid of a big creature. So these two combined might be kind of fun. These two combined might be kind of fun. Or just, at this point, if we have enough to spend to put down a Hidetsugu and carry, and we have a Carmella Glamour Thief instead, we might bring her down and just go straight toward using her to cast these big spells. Not the Hoarding Broodlord yet, but all these other big spells we could just cast straight away by all this extra mana that we're going to get from Carmella as a kind of ramping effect. So to help us out with that, I didn't steal too much from the Convoke deck because Johann was already in the Convoke deck, so all I got was Stoke the Flames, but I did bring in a new card, Hoarding Broodlord. This is from March of the Machines, right? 7/6 flyer. You can search for a library for a card, exile it face down, and shuffle. And then for as long as that card remains exiled, you may play it. And then spells you cast from exile have Convoke as well. So if we have these creatures down, we can tap them if we want to cast the spell. We have, as usual, we have an Explosive Singularity that can be a one-shot kill. If that's the top card when Hidetsugu and Carry dies, it'll do 10 damage to the opponent's face just from the damage that Hidetsugu and Carry causes it. And then you get to cast the spell for free, which does another 10 damage to their face. We've got 3 copies of Breach the Multiverse. That's a devastating card to use with Hidetsugu and Carry because you can use it to bring back another Hidetsugu and Carry. 1 Cosmic Epiphany. Draw cards equal to the number of instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard. That can also do 6 damage to the opponent's face while it refills our hand, so that's fun. 2 Temporal Firestorms. We can use the blue and kick it and actually phase out one of our creatures and maybe save them from 5 damage and do a kind of controlled burn, kind of a board wipe there. I've got some other fun cards. A lot of them are kicker cards. We got Rona's Vortex to bounce somebody back to the owner's hand. If we kick it for an extra 3, one of which has to be black mana, you can put the permanent on the bottom of the owner's library instead. We've got Fires of Victory, my favorite when I'm playing blue and red. We can kick that and draw a card as well. And we've got 1 copy of Phyrexian Espionage to draw 2 cards. So that's my big draw card spell in the entire deck. But if we kick it, then the opponent discards a card as well. We have 1 copy of Enthrall to the Pit. Gains control of target creature till end of turn. This is mostly in case I have them near to death from the combination of these other things that I've done, and I just need to get a creature out of the way and maybe use it to swing in and hit them as well. If they think they've got battlefield parity by having a blocker, suddenly I'll have 2 attackers. If I have the ability to cast the kicker spell, then we can sacrifice that creature at the beginning of the next end step, and guess what? We'll get rid of their creature after having used it to attack them. And then I have 1 Final Flourish. This one I kind of included just because I wanted to have an option every now and then to kill Hidetsugu and Carry. So I could use this to get rid of another creature if the opponent has. You can do -6/-6 if you kick the spell. And the kicker cost is to sacrifice a creature basically. So you would sacrifice Hidetsugu and Carry in order to activate it, cast a instant or sorcery off the top, do more damage. But we could use creature removal and activate Hidetsugu and Carry at the same time. And it's got a kicker cost, which matches most of the other cards I've been using. And then finally, an Aftermath card. I've only got 3 copies of this right now. Blot out. Target opponent exiles a creature or planeswalker they control with the greatest mana value among creatures and planeswalkers they control. And so that should take care of the biggest bad. And I felt I needed something in here to take out planeswalkers because I didn't bother to do anything against artifacts or enchantments, which a lot of my older deck configurations I usually do. And there just wasn't much room for it, so I didn't want to strain myself in that sense. I've done previous Hidetsugu and Carry decks where I've had artifact destruction spells in them that were very expensive, and that worked out kind of nice. So a lot of this is just me not wanting to repeat myself. I think I saw everybody and their dog using the Murders at Karlov Manor slime cards in the thumbnails when I got back in town. So everybody's having fun with putting like 12 ooze cards in their deck right now. So I figured I wouldn't do that. Because most of you, I figured, have already seen stuff like that. So I'm always trying to do counter programming. If I see a bunch of thumbnails that make me think that the zeitgeist is all showing you the exact same deck, I'm going to try and do something different for you. Wedding announcement. I did mention I don't have anything that I can do against enchantments, right? Alright, let's go ahead and get rid of their hidden volcanoes so we don't have to worry about them doing Discover 4 later. And I feel like we're going to need a second black source. I got 2 blues for Hidetsugu and Carry. We will at some point need 2 red sources, but I'll have the second red already with Haunted Ridge, and that will also give me the second black source, and then after that, the actual type of lands won't matter. And, creatures in control get +1/+1, War Leader deals 1 damage to each opponent. This is... oh, this is going to be a devilish deck, isn't it? Okay. Let's see it. Another wedding announcement. Reckless Impulse. Another War Leader's Call. That could be dangerous. Let's go ahead and just bounce one of these. And it's time for Hidetsugu and Carry Show. We go ahead and throw this away, and we'll throw Blot Out away. That's a good order for him. They bring down the War Leader's Call. Discover 3. Fox Bodyguard. Oh no. And it's a 5/5. Gross. Why is everything so gross here? I can't sacrifice it at the end of the turn either, can I? Okay, so we do this again. And I think it doesn't matter, right? I think I'm dead no matter what. I mean, I've got 2 of those, so those can just go on top. I'm all tapped out anyway. We didn't see the Devilish Valet at all. It was probably in there somewhere. They just got the Werefox Bodyguards. Okay. Well, that's a handy deck. That's kind of nice. So if you don't like my deck, take a look at that one. I didn't really have much in the way of removal that would work just right. I guess I was supposed to just use my Convoke spell on that first one. I don't know that that would have really changed much. Since I don't have a way to control for enchantments, if the enemy can go ahead and set their board state up with a couple of enchantments, then they can really go big and scale big quickly with just another spell. Let's see. 2 copies, and again, I went down to 3 copies just because I was trying to actually handicap myself and not rely on this card too much. But they just really want to give it to me up front. I guess we'll take it. And I guess there's no reason to hold on to this. We'll just kill the Siren now while they're tapped out. Don't need to let them hunt and peck me that early. This is kind of wasteful, but kind of bored waiting around. Yeah, they got a bunch of keep spells. 1, 2, and 3 drops. They'll burn this now, I bet. Give it a counter right now, regardless if we get the land or not. And I missed a land drop, so I can't kick that like I wanted to. There's the land. Thanks, Magic. Not useful. Cast it, equip it, explore with it, get your land. Very nice. Put it onto play from that creature. Do you have a counterspell? Because I wanted to just sort of get rid of you. They do not. Okay. I'm not going to mess around this time. We're going to do removal first. And then we'll do hit it, Sugo and carry. They're doing good with the land draw with that Explorer function. The thing is, I don't expect them to kill me this time. So what do I put? Let's actually put these down. Do it that way. And just pass the turn. I really don't expect them to be able to kill Hidetsugu and carry with blue and green sources in this turn. I mean, they'd have to pump it up and have a deal damage card? I'm just not seeing it. Ozolith, okay. So that's how they can get big. Okay, you want to attack? I mean, you could, right? You could explore. No, they don't want to do it. Alright. How do we want to do this? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can't do Enthrall to the Pit yet. 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. Okay, so I think we just kick this. We're going to get rid of their legendary creature again. And then I think no attacks. They're going to cast this. They're going to put counters on this puppy. They're going to come and attack us, right? This turn? I don't think we bother blocking. Well, let's see if they draw land. See, they do go to 7. I'm not going to block that. What else you got? Can you cast something else? Come here. Attack! It explores! We have Fires of Victory. We like Fires of Victory. We keep Fires of Victory. We deal 13 points of damage in one turn. And their 8/8 dies. That's not haste, right? Whew. Gets the extra counter from exploring thanks to Ozolith, so that's good. Oh, they do. They have the bite down. They just take 2 points of damage to their face. We go ahead and just use the spell, I guess. It didn't do much good. Land? Second version of Hitotsu on carry? Oh, that's lovely. Yes, please. As long as they don't have Trampoline, like double the damage this turn. We know they have the Spyglass Siren. They've got one more mystery card. And that's it. They should want to go ahead and put a counter on it now. 8. Perfect. Another counter. Yes, please. Good game. That's 14, but no trample. Seven points of damage to their face. Whew. We had them twice over. If they managed to make us draw somehow, we still would have had the next card. It would have been the exact same amount of damage. See if we can get down the other legendary creatures besides Hitotsugo and Carry. And see if we can have fun with them too in this same deck. The playtesting was kind of fun with the way everything interacted, so hopefully we get to show you in this one video. Otherwise you just have to take my word for it. Okay, the most expensive card in my deck is dealt to me at the beginning. I'm used to that. The second most expensive card, well, that's reached the multiverse. And then Cosmic. Okay, they're giving me all the expensive stuff up front. So, this could be troublesome. Shoot. We're gonna get card draw now too. I guess we could kill the cat now, but then they can enchant the Lantern Bearer after that. And they're not casting anything, so let's see if they have a counter spell. Something to prevent it. It's good to know. It gives us an idea of what types of things we might be up against. 2 Chromelas, so we put one down. No attacks. Got removal. I get to return this to my hand, which could be kind of handy. Land! We get to kick it. We try again. That worked. Okay, now they just enchant the Lantern Bearer, right? And they gave us another expensive card. Thanks, Magic! Just give me all the ultra expensive stuff right away on the top of the deck. I'm gonna laugh if you give me a third breach. Ooh, I haven't seen a shrine in a long time. What do we do against that? I think we try with Carmilla. No attacks. Can I do Stoke the... I think I can do Stoke the Flames with her. They don't bother, they just drawn. They don't cast any spells? No, there we go. We're home with it. They do that a lot. Should I? They're tapped out, right? Let's go for it. Ooh. First of all, Hitotsugo and Carry. Second, what the heck do I take here? I think I just take the Midnight Assassin for now. And then, of course, these two are going to be very obvious choices. And we can put down a land. I feel good. I'm at 13 life and I feel really, really good. Kill my demon, please. I kind of like their deck though. I like the shrines. I like the reality chip. They're using black mostly for removal, a little bit of the creatures. And they do have a couple of blue blockers.
Wannabe tyrants gotta get through me first.
Ah, so
that should be enough of a distraction.
Well, you know, that's too bad. Yes. Keep this one. We go ahead and exile the top card and have them draw. So 6 points of damage to your face. Cast it for free. Draw 5 cards. Draw 3 from Hidetsugu and Carry. Get rid of the breaches. We did end up with the third breach. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to have to discard a lot of cards. No, I don't want to do that. I do want to do this. Auto pay. That's what I want to do.
These Phyrexians
no
aren't
attacks.
like any machines I know.
What do we get rid of? I guess the lands? Those are... I like those lands, though. Let's get rid of Espionage. What do I need to get rid of? Just the 2? Okay. And in response, they bring down a cat. Come on, you gotta have something better than that. You got 6 energy still. And you can cast stuff off the top of your deck. They should be milling me. There you go. So they get rid of one of them. Let's do this. Let's bring down Johan. That's all I'm gonna do. I've got the triumvirate down. We've got an idea of what's off the top of our deck. We don't mind if this thing mills us a land at this point. Toxrill, okay. We can take care of Toxrill next turn. They can still mill us for the land. I hope they do. They might be doing us a favor. Okay. And now we just do this. Kick it. Gain control of Toxrill. That worked! We can put that down. We can cast Blot Out with Cormella. Target you. Get rid of... Just exile your greatest mana value. Which is going to be the Mirror Elementic, right? So they have to equip the Reality Chip again. And then we get to attack! With their own creature. Oh, man. Let's do the slime counters first. Because that gets rid of that. Okay, that goes back to the owner's hand. And then we'll just have to use Blot Out on it next turn. It gets rid of its own token slug. But they can't really attack with anything that they have left. Oh, they're going to mill. No, they tapped out. They're not going to mill me. You can't attack this turn. You made it a flyer. What else did I lose? What was the other creature? Did I have a token out there? I wasn't even looking. Okay. So we just use Blot Out. You go away. Buy Toxrill. Guys go back to their big goodness. We can cast this off the top. Get rid of all of this disgusting exiling my cards. And that was using Johann. And I can only do that once a turn, so we're done. I should probably be swinging over their head technically and hitting them for 5 points with Hitotsugo and Carry, but honestly, I'm kind of playing with my food right now because I can kind of do something against the Obliterator here. Oh yes. Goodbye. We kick it using Cormella. That is handy. I'm having fun with this deck. That was a combo Johann Cormella combo right there, which is what I wanted to show you. I've done enough Hitotsugo and Carry decks that y'all kind of know what I can do with Hitotsugo and Carry in almost any deck that's kind of awesome. But I did want to show that. And here, we just cast this straight out because we can do stuff like that. I guess we bring this in. Just for the heck of it. And then we can go ahead and bounce this puppy and get rid of their slug. And pass the turn. They put the reality chip on a slug again. Another slug. Chimmel's kind of tough. Chimmel is kind of scary, but they've gone through half their deck. And they can't bring a Toxrill out with that. It's Discover 5. So they just bring out a 1/1 flyer, which is kind of blah. And how do we want to do this? 3, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I mean we can just go ahead and sort of kill that automatically, and then we still have enough to breach the multiverse with Cormella. And I could kill him with Hitotsugo and Carry, just bring another one down, but I think they could tell I was just maxing and relaxing, sipping on tequila. That can be the most frustrating thing when you have a lot of 1 and 2 drops in your deck, and you play a bomb and the bomb goes away, and then you need something good, and all you do is draw a 1-drop. In light of, you know, the board state that you're facing, when your enemy has 3 or 4 things, it just feels bad. It's probably a different kind of frustration from just flooding out with land and drawing nothing but land. I'm not sure which one is worse. Just things do not go your way. Again, notice, we only have 1 copy in the entire deck, and yet again, in the space of just a couple games, we are given the most expensive card in the deck, and the second most expensive card in the deck in our initial draw. If I play long enough, Arena's going to learn that's a mistake. It doesn't know it yet. But I've done this before with Hitotsugo and Carry. And once I get Hitotsugo and Carry, having a card like this is awesome. So I don't really complain when they deal me one of these up front when I have a Hitotsugo and Carry deck, as opposed to something else that might happen. And this feels like, yet again, this feels like a Devilish Valet deck. And I'm getting the wrong land sources. Especially if my opponent's got nothing but basics. I can't fix anything. I could get rid of these, but I would need 2 red. And there's no red in sight. And this is, well, we won a couple times, so this is an easy way for Arena to fix the score. Yes, give me the most expensive stuff, so I've got 2 dead cards in my hand. And everything else, make it red, and don't give me any red, and make sure that I can't use Field of Ruin to go get a red. All 3 conditions have to be just that way. And now the opponent can just beat me bloody about the head and shoulders until I die. Because you can't have a normal draw after you've won a couple of games on Arena. They have to fix things. See? There we go. This should be pretty hopeless for me at this point. This is what I get for the last match for playing with my food. I was supposed to kill them faster, right? Can't gain life. Got maybe one more turn. Opponents didn't have a problem getting their 4 land drops. We get that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have to do this now. I can't hold it. No, actually I can hold it because I can just... Let's see what else they're gonna do. Oh, they just do 2 damage. We'll give them 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, yeah, there's just absolutely nothing. There was 0 chance. Mono red, quick stuff with direct-to-face damage, and Arena ensured it so that I didn't have a single spell I could even cast until the end of their turn 4. Now that Arena's taken their pound of flesh, we'll try one last battle. Let's see if we can get a more reasonable match. It kind of doesn't matter. I already showed all 3 of the legendary creatures cooperating with each other and how you can bounce their skills and talents and abilities off of one each other. Create a bunch of force multipliers. So it really is a fun deck. And a lot of the spells that you surround them with, it doesn't matter as long as you use those 3 creatures. You know, pack it in with a bunch of other instants and sorceries. Oh, somebody using this. Okay. Each non-land permanent you control is all colors. Lands you control are every basic land type. And what can we do? We can lay down 1 land. Oh no, it's a domain deck. We're in trouble already, aren't we? Let's see, that's 2 or fewer. That works just fine. I guess we kill it now? Kill it! The 5/3. That's a nice combo with having domain cards with Leyline of the Guild Pack. It makes for an excellent combination. And that's really cheap too, right? Just a 2-drop. And now we have to worry about, since it's all colors, do they have counter spells? Because why, when you can cast any color spell you want? Face down. That's ward 2. Let's try Johan. Let's go ahead and see what happens here. Just sort of give us something to do. Because this card's going to take a while. You get to turn that up anytime. And they can pretty much, whatever color that is, they can afford it. So do I bother to block? We're going to do it now. 2 forest cards. And it turns out to be a 5/5. Gets +1/+1 for each force you control, so that turns out to be an awesome card for them. We will not block that. That is already beyond our ability to hit it with Temporal Firestorm, so we bury it. Seven lands. They can now cast pretty much almost any spell in the entire game. So
we are united in Phyrexia's garden. Phyrexia must be nurtured.
Okay. I don't have the right colors for this even. You notice, again, I need a second blue and I don't have it. I could put this down. But that doesn't help me with creatures. That only helps me with instants and sorceries. So yeah, I'm pretty much dead. Just having that with these type of cards, that makes for a very impressive deck. I think I'm dead. These are just, I needed my blot outs, or I needed more of my vortexes.
Harness the power of unity.
Look at that. I mean, I can go ahead and chump block, I guess. For one turn. They still got all this to cast a spell. Don't you hate it when they take that long when they're ahead and it seems to take them forever to figure out what to do? World Toll's Rage deals X damage to any target. Put up to X land cards from your hand and or graveyard onto the battlefield tapped. Okay. So yet again, Arena made sure to match the rock paper scissors arena. Twice in a row they made sure that somebody used a rock on us. We do have answers to those in our deck. We just are not drawing them. Down the tap lands first. Poison deck. Alright. So Cavern of Souls make sure that their creature spell can't be countered. They don't have counter spells, so they don't need to worry about that from me. I'm probably supposed to use this now, but let me do Johann anyway. +1 on each creature they control. All they care about is Phyrexians, huh? Phyrexian Tribal? It's a lot of extra cards, too. Alish Norn already? Why did you give up the rat? Just because it can proliferate? Okay. What do we want to do? That's 5. We'll do... Okay, so let's go ahead and use Fires of Victory. and just get rid of Elish Norn. Lose a couple of life points there. They can still swing in and just hit us with Aaron because they have Menace. And they just get to bring it back. Gross. Okay, so we use Blot Out. We haven't get rid of Elish Norn. This time it gets exiled, so they can't bring it back. And we use Fires of Victory as just a 3. There we go. And hopefully they don't have anything with haste. And unless they have removal, having an extra Johan is not helpful at this point. All I can do is attack for 2. They've got a lot of specialty lands. Here comes Seed Core too. I could just do that, couldn't I? Let's see. If one or more dies, they lose 1 life and draw. Yeah, let's try this. Let's just draw 3. We will not attack. We use Johan as a chump blocker because they run in with their Death Toucher. They probably will now. Come on, block. Thank you. Out of the draw 3, we get 1 tapped land. Which is not enough to do what I wanted to do. But we can block this puppy for a turn. They can't activate this unless they have 3 or more poison counters. Okay. That's kind of what I wanted. Kick it. Take it. Come on, it's mine now. Are you going to kill it first? Are you that afraid? Are you that afraid of that? You got me down to 7 life. Come on. What are you discarding? You're discarding 1 card. What did they get out of that? A swamp? We don't mind that. As a matter of fact, here, get rid of that thing too. That was Johan. I can now attack with 2. Sweet. Sure, why not? Take action. Take action! Give me stuff! That one goes away. They're down to 9? Oh, you're gonna die. I mean, look at what I can do! Let's do a Broodlord. Autopay. Autopay. What do I get? Oh, man. I haven't gotten this yet, so... don't bother attacking. Even if they have removal, there's just nothing they can do. And they flood it out with land anyway. Turn that to a 2/2. You can have fun with this. Go away. I guess we just end it. I still didn't use that. That's okay. That's okay, because we got to cast off the top of our deck with Johann. And that kind of cleared the way. When we're able to do that, we're able to cycle through our deck a little bit more with the smaller spells that we can just cast off the top. And that gets us closer to the big ones. So when we come time to draw with Hidetsugu and Carry, the odds are much greater that we're going to hit those big spells when we need to. And especially you notice that's a couple of times where I was able to get 2 of the breaches and stack them both on top at the same time. And so that's why I think Johann is a good addition to pair with our legendary Ogre Demon Dragon, just because it might take a little bit longer, and maybe that would be too long, and maybe I'd die if I wasn't able to look at the top and cast some of those instants and sorceries off the top, just for the quick, short, cheaper removal spells that I need to survive. Although it probably did help us out that they flooded out with a couple of land draws. You know, they would have lasted a little bit longer if they'd drawn a couple of removal spells instead of land. But I think they were just too far gone. Even if they drew 2 straight removal spells, we still would have ended up with Hidetsugu and Carry, and we could afford to cast the Breach to Multiverse just straight off the top. So there was no way they were getting out of that. Show me the card. Love Song. I already have 4 copies of that. Alright, let's go in one more time. We will add this to the Hidetsugu and Carry playlist. So if you're new, go ahead and share that play with a friend. Let them know that I'm here, that we have some interesting decks, especially if you like Hidetsugu and Carry. And we went through the color pile already, so I used, because Hidetsugu and Carry is blue and black, we'd have to use blue and black each time. So there's a deck in there that has blue, black, and white, a deck with blue, black, and green, a deck with blue, black, and red, that kind of thing. So we have all sorts of a variety of different decks that use this card, but I kind of really like the fact that Cormella and Johann are in this this little tricolor thing. Makes it easy for me to go back to black, red, and blue again. And you know, all I can say is this never gets old for me. It's a fun deck. Using these cards, the common Breach the Multiverse combo, the Explosive Singularity combo with Hidetsugu and Carry, and then Cormella being able to use her to ramp into the rest of these spells and afford them when otherwise I couldn't, and to be able to get the cheaper ones out faster off the top of my deck with Johann, and arrange to reach these other big expensive cards at a time and place that's much more of my choosing. Really useful. So I really like the combination of these 3 characters together. But I am, as always, interested in what you think of the deck. So go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Maybe you've got something different, because I do like to use these kicker cards when I'm playing the multicolors. And maybe you've got something you'd like to recommend in their place. But in the meantime, like and subscribe, and we'll hit you another time with another deck. Thank you, everybody. Have a good one.